Anyway, here's the kind of stuff I look at. Not all the time. I do stuff. Yeah. There's J. Silverheels. This one, J. Silverheels. I suffered a stroke, but no. Here's what I actually look at. If you want to know what I actually look at when I'm sitting here, this guy's like this. This guy, world record. It's unbelievable, this guy. I can't catch him on nothing. Nothing. Not any detail. But,
Hey, I'm Nathaniel Fossaaen. I'm a professional archaeologist currently excavating in northern Texas. And I specialize in pre-colonial archaeology in North America and the area that we call the Eastern Woodlands. And I've been working in...
I'm telling you right now, there's no catching that guy on anything. Me and him think the same way. No, he's top dog on the internet.
In this region, studying it for more than 10 years. Today I want to talk a little more about the first peoples of North America. I've already discussed the general narrative and given a breakdown of the Chiquihuite cave site.
Every single goddamn thing he says is right on. And I don't mean recently, I mean going back 7-8 years. I cannot catch that guy on nothing. Everything he says is right on. But anyway, the guy is Nathaniel Fossaaen. But no, this is kind of shit I watch. I don't just sit and watch boxing videos. But no, this guy absolutely top of the chart of the internet on archaeology.
In Mexico, in a couple of other videos that I'll put in the description. But today I want to talk about an early pre-Clovis site called Bluefish Caves in the Yukon Territory in Canada.
Now he's talking about a early Clovis site or pre-Clovis site. Every fucking word out of that guy's mouth right up to the end of the video is right on.
As I've discussed before, during the...
He's a PhD.
Last glacial maximum, sea levels were much lower than they are at present. So a landmass called Beringia that connects Siberia and Alaska, that area was above water still. But the glacial ice sheets blocked further southward migration from this area until the ice sheets began to recede at the end of the last glacial maximum. That doesn't mean that people weren't on the continent. This map up here shows the extent.
He has not addressed that people did come down the coast. I admit that. He has not addressed that. They did come down the coast in boats and working along the ice sheets,
into the ice sheets during the last glacial maximum. You can see that much of Alaska and the western part of the Yukon Territory is still open. And this is where Bluefish Caves is located. So two key assemblages were found here. The lithic assemblage is dominated by what's called blade technology, and this is totally different from the biface technology that's characteristic of...
Okay, he's even got the small shards right on. Why? Because they did not need Clovis points up there. Everything this guy says is right on. I can't catch him on anything. They were not running around stabbing polar bears. They were doing seals, stuff like that.
Of Clovis spear points and most later projectile and knife technology that we get in North America. So small, narrow flakes are knocked off of silica-rich stone like obsidian, flint, and in this case imported cherts. And these blades can be set into wooden or bone handles with an adhesive like a pine pitch, and then easily pulled out and replaced as they get dull or wear out or chip or break. It's a super efficient way of using stone resources because there's so little waste material in comparison to biface technology. This particular blade technology that we're seeing up in the Yukon belongs to the Diuktai tradition that ranges from about 18,000 to about 10,000 years ago in Siberia and Alaska. But these people are apparently...
And that's exactly why the footprints in White Sands, New Mexico are so small. that they were 25,000 years ago and they were still small Eskimos.
Apparently relative latecomers to the Bluefish Caves. The caves also contain what are called microflakes, or those very small pieces of chipped stone that are less than a quarter-inch across. And these are the natural byproducts of resharpening stone tools, so they can be reused instead of thrown away.
That's correct.
This type of stone artifact is found in much deeper strata within the caves, and with a greater diversity of stone types.
Correct, and it also shows that what we call now Eskimos were there for a long time.
Now, microflakes are very small, so it might be argued that these could have been moved down fairly easily by plant roots or burrowing animals. That process is called bioturbation, and it's something that we have to account for in pretty much all archaeological sites. But another class of evidence kind of suggests that's not necessarily what's going on here. At Bluefish Caves, the preservation of animal bone is very, very good. And fortunately, several of the bones have very unambiguous signs of human butchery. So this horse mandible here has repeated parallel striations, which is normal.
Horse mandible, look at the time. The Eskimos, people that come over from the northeast of China, there were horses up there.
For butchery with stone tools. Cuts are straight across, and in cross-section they're V-shaped instead of U-shaped. Experiments with stone tools show that stone tool cuts produce V-shaped incisions, while fake mimicking pseudo-cut marks that can be created by abrasion against like sand or pebbles and rocks. They produce shallower, more U-shaped scrapes instead of V-shaped cuts.
With the horses up there, it shows that it was much more temperate climate at times, off and on, possibly for hundreds of years. I'm telling you, this guy, I cannot catch him on anything. Nothing. Nothing.
Now, the soils inside the cave are all fine silts, so abrasion damage mimicking butchery wasn't really terribly likely in the first place. Now, interestingly, the placement on the inside of the jaw here shows that they were removing the tongue, and apparently for food. So this piece of caribou pelvis has a similar set of cut marks on it, and these two bones, along with several others with clear...
Anyway, I don't want to go too deeply into this, like to analyze his every word, but flat out, this person, I don't want to say he's God or Jesus and offend people, but that right there, right between this guy's eyes, I can't catch him on anything. And I've viewed not hundreds, but dozens of his videos. I cannot catch this guy on a goddamn thing. He's right about everything he says. The guy is Nathaniel Fossaaen, or Fossaaen. No, as far as archaeology, no, this is, you know, I don't want to say God or Jesus, but no, this is the guy, flat out, flat out. And he's young.